Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to episode number 9 of In the Zone. We are coming off a small, well, not small, half a buy-in win from episode number 8. That's how numbers work. I'm okay with, only half of a buy-in in a 10-minute episode or 15-minute episode. If we're playing for a couple hours, I'd want a little bit bigger victory than that. Well, I'd want a victory regardless. Now I'm rambling. But anyway, coming off a nice little half a buy-in win. Gonna see if we can do some more damage here. Maybe. If this guy wants to play his 2 cards or not play his 2 cards. It's up to him. He does. We're gonna defend here. I don't think there's much point in 4-betting. Just defend it on the button, play our position. I think we probably just have to throw this away. We get donked into over here. I'm going to fold the king-queen. I'm going to be raising. I just don't believe his story right now. I mean, he could be more on a flush draw than... Yep, I didn't believe his story. Those donk bets just don't make a lot of sense to me. I'm sure, in games where you know who you're playing, it can be a very good exploitative play. If you know your opponent's never folding, and you flop a really good hand, he's not a folder type. Like he's a really loose passive player. You can donk and they'll still call. If you don't, you're afraid he's going to check back. That makes sense. But on these tables, I just notice more often than not they're either on a draw or they have like a middle or weak pair. They don't know how to play it, so they just they lead into you, and you raise them. They don't know how to play it, so they throw it away. It's not a reputable play. I can't speak. Still can't speak. Got a shorty in the small blind. I think I can raise it smaller. Pocket aces. There we go. We get 3-bet here. I don't mind throwing this away either. I don't want to defend. If it was suited, maybe, but not really. Ace-Jack, I would definitely be calling here. Ace-9 just seems a little bit too weak to defend, I think. And he flats it. Just bet 3/4 here. I mean, he might have a jack, but he's at a really, really, really wide range here. Just continuing with most of it. I think now I can check call if he bets. Interesting, actually. If he bets big, I'm going to assume he has a jack or an 8. This might be lighting money on fire. Are they ever doing this with missed diamonds? He doesn't really have a lot of diamonds. I'm going to make the call, but expect to lose here often. Yeah. I think I'm not sure how I feel. I think overall a good strategy versus the small blind is to, excuse me, to steal smaller size bets. I guess for value in anonymous tables, I should have just raised it 3x there. Interesting that wow, we get dealt right afterwards. Like, no, it was a decent play. Just have it again. Try the aces thing again, they said. Alright, so now I'm just pure give-up mode here. I raise because our last episode I went over this. When they limp into you, they usually don't have much. I see bet here. Even a few bets. I don't think our pair of 2s are good enough here. Yeah. This is a great thing. So we raise under the gun. We get flatted. Another small blind. Tries to squeeze. I wonder if there's a price that I can keep him interested in. Could give this a shot. Imagine his range is a little bit wider, squeezing from the small blind, than it would be if he was, if it was everyone's folding down to the gun. But I think he's in squeeze mode. And if he calls this, we're pretty much jamming every flop. It's just going to be too much of a, the SPR is going to be next to nothing anyway. So I think if he calls, we just jam every flop no matter what it is. Alright, so we kind of get back up close to before when we lost with the aces first. I expected to have aces again. I was like, 3 in a row? No, we don't get it. We don't get it. Just like every joke I've ever told, someone's like, I don't get it. No, I don't get aces. Same thing. Same thing. Folding the king 4 here. Say, see you later. We'll try 10-6. I don't like that one either. Pocket 3s I will play on the button, unless we get some silly action. I'll be raising the ace-8 as well. It just sat mine. I was thinking about 3-betting. I'm not really sure why, that was my first thought, but... Not the flop we wanted to see at all. This is pretty much right in his wheelhouse. We get 3-bet by a shorty. I think I throw this one away, and I throw this one away. So pretty successful first half of the episode. We'll turn it around though. Do I look worried? Maybe a little bit. Maybe. Only slightly. Seven deuce, no bounties, just throw it away. Ace 4, just throw that away too. We're gonna wait for aces for the third time in a 10-minute video or a 15-minute video. Against a 4x raise, that's pretty interesting. Nah. If it was a standard 3x or 2.5x, I would have flatted there, but 4x, they got my attention. Come on. No, sir. This is not the blind you want to steal. You can try. You could try, I guess. And we win a pot. And we win a pot. There we go, boys. Wait for it. Pocket nines will definitely be playing this. Just flat it here as well. Yeah. I was trying to figure out if we were gonna call if he called. I don't think we still would have. Interesting spot if he does call though, because it makes. I think we still fold though. Going to be defending the queen 10, especially now that we have position. And I'm going to be calling, I was going to call a c-bet and make some decisions on the turn. Here, I think I actually check back. Last second decision. I don't think he has an ace. I mean, wouldn't he be afraid of... Okay. Never mind. Good read, Trav. The check raise kind of changed my mind a bit. Making some pretty solid reads so far, huh? Min raising with the aces and the small blinds. Not my best effort. I was on the fence. I was trying to figure out why he would be... I guess the check raise is a good answer. Makes sense. Man. A couple nights ago, they were fold happy. Tonight, they're 3-bet happy. So I guess we're going to just have to adjust. I'm going to be 3-bet happy too. This is a pure bluff. The button ranges are so wide that I think this works often enough. Of course it doesn't tonight, but we do flop equity, and I think we can get quite a few folds, and if we don't, we have a ton of equity on turns and rivers. More fold equity as well. The deuce, almost always a brick, but I can still go one more bullet. There we go. There we go. Now we're in the groove. Now we're right back to where we want to be, except for this table. But that's coming shortly. Trust me. Don't trust me. I mean, you can if you want to. It's your choice. Just be warned. Huh? Wait for it. Alright. Alright. Actually, I should have explained what I was thinking there. He limped on a paired board. That range is so freaking wide, and there's so few nines in it. I wanted to rep it. Now I think I can rep. And this is all relatively cheap, too, because he limped. I didn't think he had a 9. I didn't think he had a flush draw. So why not go for it? I actually expected him to fold flop, but when the flush comes in, they're just so afraid of the flushes at all times. I'm going to flat here as well. If it was an ace-jack, ace-queen, ace-king, I'm 3-betting ace-10. I just want to see a flop. If he bets, I'll be calling one street and making another decision, except for a pot bet. That seems a little too strong to me, so I'm just going to let it go as well. Man. Just fold this. With him being so 3-bet happy, I'm just going to start hitting the fold button, I think, a little more often. Three bets galore tonight. Wow. So let's see this play out. I'm just trying to think of what hands he could have besides the absolute nuts. Is he going to call with jacks or queens? We block a lot of his ace-x combos. I would expect to see him... If he had queens, I think he'd call or make a decision. He might have had, like, jacks, that kind of hand. I don't know about that read. My reads have been so spot on tonight so far. I'm not even sure about any of them anymore. But I think we could have at least carried on had this guy not 4-bet, or 3-bet, I mean. 4-bet. I'm going to do some squeezing here. His range is wide, his calling range is wider, and we flop a pair, but not the best pair. I'm just going to check back. If we bet here and get called, I mean, we're not technically pot committed, but the pot's going to be right around where our stack is now, so why not just check back. That's a pretty good turn card. It lowers the chances of him having an ace himself. He could have hands, King Jack, King 10, all those. King 10 still beats us, but I still think he's going to be folding most of his range on this bet. Good job. See, we're coming back. Oh. Three, 6 we'll throw away. So if he raises and everyone folds, we're going to be putting him all in. Well, we're not going to just jam, but we're just going to be going with it. His flat, I still think we're going to squeeze here. I expect him to continue here some of the time. I expect him to fold. That's kind of my read on this. He might call now that he's just flatting. I actually expected him to actually just get in with us here. And now with this SPR, less than 1, I think we just jam here. There's really not much else we can do, even though I haven't made a pair. Any hand he calls with, we still have equity against or beating, and he just gets there. So I'm okay with that. We got it into the best hand, or flipping, I should say. We squeezed pre with the best hand, and we got the money in on a flip. I'm not upset about that at all. I should add the Jeopardy music in post-production, like the post-production magic. Maybe I'll play around with that. Stay tuned. The end is near, and I might throw in something stupid. We'll see. Bad flop for us. So it has been about 15 minutes. I'm going to hit the sit out button. No one wanted this flop. I'm going to continue on this one, actually. This is a really good overall card for us. And he still bets it. I'm going to be betting here. It checked through on the flop. I'm going to be folding this, and let's see. Guess I just check fold this. That's just such an interesting bet size. Do we win here? I mean, what is he doing this with? I don't think he's doing it with anything that we can beat. Ugh. That bet size, though. I think that's just I have trips and I want to get paid bet size, I think. I hope. I hope I made the right decision. So we have a gutter. I think I can bet 13 cents. I think this gets enough folds, and if it doesn't, we still have equity, and I think we can get some folds on some spade turns. I wonder if I keep the pressure on. I can't put him on a lot of kings in his range. A lot of that stuff is 3-betting. He could have a weak pair and just be going with it, in which case a spade we can get him to fold on. Him raising the turn means I have no chance. So we got this one out. Looks like we may be suffering. I think it's our biggest loss of the series so far, but no big deal. I mean, the biggest pot we lost was a flip that we were way ahead of pre, and we were flipping post. We're way ahead of pre-flop, flipping on the flop. And I think I just 3-bet here as well. I'm gonna have to find some Jeopardy sound effects to fill this void. I mean, I could talk like, you know, a true professional YouTuber would do, but I'm not there yet, kids. I'm not there yet. Maybe by episode 10. Maybe. Folding the deuce and the 8. Boom. So let's see our results here. I'm sure this is going to be a pretty number. Minus 10, so 340. So 54.10 is our new bankroll. Not a terrible loss. Not good, but pretty much right where we are. Wow. Pretty much right where we were on episode 7. So, not a big deal. We'll be back tomorrow in the same cash streets. I said I was going to do 5-10 short stacked, but I want to get the bankroll a little bit higher than that before I start having, you know, too much fun. Like, had we lost a buy-in, we're right back to original buy-in. Or if we wait until we're at like $100, and we do the half stack at 10 and 0, it's not as bad. Like we're more likely to lose a stack, half stack, and higher stakes than we are full stacked and lower stakes. So we'll wait until we get to a little bit higher in the bankroll area first. But thanks again for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed it. Any hands you guys have questions on, feel free to throw in the comments. You know, why did you do that at so and so point? And we'll review it. We're going to be doing the Trav Gets Schooled here in the next few days, and we'll review the hands here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. See ya.